We're going to be breaking down the email marketing strategy for a brand that is doing $75 million every single year in revenue. Specifically, I'm going to be sharing improvements that this brand can make so that email list capture pop up on their website and how you can apply the same things to your own brand. But we're also going to be looking at the welcome series flow, one of the most important flows for any e-commerce brand, and understanding how they can optimize the flow with conversion optimized design, psychological principles, and of course, how you can apply these same principles to your own brand as well, so you can start increasing the email marketing revenue you're generating for your brand, right? Let's get straight into it. Just a refresh on the dashboard here to show you guys I'm qualified to speak on the topic of growing e-commerce brands. The last 90 days, just under $2.5 million in revenue for one of our clients. We help e-commerce brands scale to 8 figures and beyond. The way that we do that is through both customer acquisition and customer retention services. Customer acquisition side, we're focusing on media buying across Meta, Google, other platforms, ad creative production, end-to-end, whitelisting agreements, CRO, landing pages. On the retention side, we're focusing around building returning customer revenue and also increasing lifetime value to build brands that are not so reliant on customer acquisition, but have that retention side really working for them as well. The way that we do that is mainly through email and SMS marketing, but we're taking customer journeys and we're looking at LTV targets and seeing how that translates into a lifecycle strategy. All right. So the brand that we're going to be covering today is Axel Arigato. You might have heard this brand. They're based out of Sweden, and what they do is they combine Japanese style and Swedish style together to create apparel, to create clothing, shoes, etc., right? This brand has been around for a while, and they're doing around $75 million every single year in revenue. See 750K monthly visits previous this year, about just over 1 million monthly visits as well. So this brand is doing great numbers, and also they have in-store, right? They're in retail, they have their own stores, and they focus on community, which is another part of retention, which we're not going to go deep into today, but they really focus on this community. They sponsor a lot of events. They do these like music events, like around culture, and that helps build the brand, right? So if you're interested in that, maybe you want me to create a video going deeper into this, comment down below, and I'll be happy to do that. I've done videos similar to this for Black Rifle Coffee, Liquid Death, and other brands. And yeah, this could be one that could be a very, very valuable video, but not something for today. So before we get into the email marketing stuff in particular, I just want to show you guys some proof in the Klaviyo dashboard. 240K last month for one of our clients, just through email marketing alone. So let's get straight into it. In this Figma file, I put together some information around the email list capture and also the welcome series optimization. We're going to be going through both. Let's start with the email list capture, which is a pop-up on the website. So currently, Axel Arigato, I think there's a lot of improvement that could be made because they have this current side module that slides out, which says join the community. It says subscribe to a newsletter for exclusive updates on drops, sales, and events, and then this button to subscribe. So it's not super clear that, first of all, this is here because it slides out from the side. And the second thing is the incentive. I think the incentive can be a lot better for me to actually sign up because, if we're asking someone for their email address in return just for, hey, we're going to update you, then, it's not as compelling as offering some 10% off or getting entered into a giveaway, for example. I'd also make the subscribe button much more prominent, and I wouldn't use the term subscribe. So I'm actually going to show you exactly what I would do for this brand. So I would do something like this, full screen, where it takes up the full screen. There's no other distractions, right? Full screen focus. There's a little button here to close. And what we do is we ask a question, and it says, do you want 30% off our best-selling 12-piece set? And it says claim discount. I would also add a little hyperlink text below here that says, no, I don't like saving money, or if that's not on brand, you could just say no thanks, whatever it is. By the way, if you're a new viewer here, my name is Jordan Hayes. I actually run a marketing agency where we help e-commerce brands scale their revenue profitably. Now, if you're running an e-commerce brand, you're doing over 100K per month in revenue, and you're facing challenges with scale, maybe your ads or your funnel is not working as well as it used to or should be, or even if it's just a lack of time and resource to put into scaling this part of the business, then that's exactly what we help with. So down below this video, there'll be a link to book a call with me. We'll have a conversation about your business, learn more about the challenges, your objectives, and see if there's a fit for us to work together. Worst case scenario, I can provide some insights as we're seeing with our other clients to help you in your current stage of your business. And as I mentioned, this is for brands who are doing at least 100K per month in revenue and they need help with scaling and obviously want to scale profitably. And in the way in which we help brands scale is we provide services across both customer acquisition and customer retention, done for you services which are completely hands-off. We take care of everything for you, and that includes media buying, CRO, landing pages, ad creative, email marketing, SMS marketing, overall growth strategy, lifetime value optimization, all that stuff, okay? So with that said, let's get back to the video. But this brand, Hexaclad, 9-figure brand, doing 500 million plus every single year. This is what's working for them. We've seen this work for our clients as well. And it uses a brand aligned incentive to increase opt-in. We've always seen this increase the opt-in to the email list, right? So if you want more email list subscribers, I highly recommend testing something like this for your own brand, right? So other ideas for the pop-up optimization is a time-based welcome incentive. So enjoy 10% off, unlock the Axel world when you subscribe. And we're going to see how this translates into the welcome series email one that we actually designed for this brand. Another idea is a styling guide lead magnet. So it doesn't always have to be promotion. Doesn't always have to be a giveaway. We could give away a lead magnet in return, which is the art of minimalism. Download a curated styling guide free for new subscribers, right? Just in case people are interested in maybe seeing how how you style the products together, all that stuff. And then exit intent offer can be layered on top of the initial offer, which is wait before you go, your 10% off is just click away, right? So exit intent works really well. And just, 3 quick fire ways on why this works. First of all, increases opt-in rate with compelling value. Second, captures more qualified leads for both email and SMS, which we all want. And third, opens the door for better engagement from day one because we're getting these micro commitments, right? The reason why this pop-up works so well in this structure is because by getting someone to click a button before they enter the email, they're more likely to enter the email. When they enter the email, they're more likely to enter the SMS. When they enter the SMS and go through all those hoops, they're more likely to make a purchase. We just have that engagement from the very first step. So that's it for the pop-up and the email list capture. Now let's talk about the welcome series optimization, which is really one of the most important flows for your e-commerce brand. This is the emails that people receive after they sign up to this welcome pop-up and they start getting these emails. So the first thing you want to do, email number 1, is you want to satisfy the reason why someone is actually opening the email. So the reason why someone's opening email number 1 is because they signed up for something and they want to know what that is, right? They want to get it. If you say, here's 10% off in your email list capture, then you want to make sure that the first thing people see in your email, your welcome email number 1, is here's your 10% off coupon code, because otherwise customers are going to get frustrated. They're really only opening the email for that. You don't want to start going into like, hey, like here's founding story, etc. Like if you have an offer-driven pop-up or giveaway pop-up, make sure you satisfy that need, and then later on in the email you can go into that other stuff, brand promises, etc. So this is like the current Axel Arigato email number 1. We see the brand name, and then there's an image. The image doesn't really give me any value, right? Like, okay, there's different people sitting around a table wearing, clothing, and then this tiny text that comes after it. There's not a clear hierarchy here. So what we would do instead is we'd have the logo, but then we'd also have a big image, and then above the fold, because pretty much this is the above the fold section, right? We're only seeing this. There's no value here. Now we need to give customers a reason to stick. It's just the same as hooking someone into your landing page. You need to give customers a reason to actually scroll. So what we've done is we've added a headline and a subheadline and a CTA. It says a new standard in modern fashion, minimalist, elevated, inspired by culture, shop now, right? And what this is going to do is going to increase click-through rate because customers are seeing this before they even have to scroll. And it's the same as landing pages, same as hooks for your ads. It's the same principles just applied to email, right? So it's conversion driven. And then we say, thanks for joining us. You're officially part of the Axel Arigato community. A little bit about the brands, it's 2014, etc. We show one of the products that customers might be interested in and say, here's your welcome gift, right? So we're satisfying that need. I would actually put it higher, right? Even higher in the email, but in this case, we've gone for like slightly below, and we say it's valid for 48 hours, countdown timer here, and shop now, adding some urgency around, using this discount code and actually giving them the discount code as well to actually use at checkout, right? Now, what this brand is already doing is it says, what are you interested in? You see, there's no clear hierarchy to the design in this email, right? This is like text, and it's, it doesn't really, it's kind of disjointed, right? So I would create a very clear hierarchy as we've done here. With our headlines, you see they're bigger, they're bolder than the rest of the text, and it just makes it easier to consume, easier to read, and much more easier on the eye as well, right? So what are you interested in? They're the shop by section, ready to wear footwear. But what I would do is I would have something like this where a little bit more dynamic, where we have clean line to you, shop now, you can shop by these, and want some style inspiration, shop top sellers, just giving people a different reason, different ways to shop depending on their preferences. And then this one, like not just a brand movement, where funneling them back to upcoming events, which is something else the brand does, right? And then final reminder of the 10% off, which ends in 48 hours. Claim my discount, an action-driven CTA, not just something like shop now, but claim my discount is first person and it's action-driven, right? So that's really the email number 1 that we just went through. Going through some other examples of emails, email 2, 3. One for Axel Arigato could be find your fit. So this could be finding the style, but also for sizing, right? For selling apparel, accessories, even some furniture. Sizing is key. You want to reduce returns and you want to be easy for customers to find their right size. So we could do a feature of a short fit guide or style quiz. We could offer styling tips for key sneakers and apparel. We could showcase UGC and influencer styling examples and get inspired. It's more like an inspiration email, which allows us to start future pacing the customer in terms of actually wearing the clothing by getting them like style inspired, right? And finding the items that work best for them, but in a more creative way rather than just saying, hey, shop our t-shirts, shop our joggers. Like it's saying it's a little more interactive by using a quiz or some sort of like guide to help them in that process of making a decision, right? Email number 3 could be something like you're in the club, and this is about sharing more about the brand and what makes specifically the community aspect of this unique. So we tease access to events, collabs, early drops. We include customer reviews, sustainability commitments, and we say see what's next with the CTA. Again, action-driven, curiosity-driven, and not something so boring as learn more or see more. So we're leveraging the fact that this brand does these events in the emails, and I think it's an important part of the brand. So having this early on in the welcome series is important, right? 3 quick fire ways why this works. First of all, we build trust and brand affinity early on because we have those clearly well-structured email designs and information that is valuable to the consumer. Second, we drive action with urgency with the offer and also aesthetic alignment, where we're not just pushing the discount, it's also brand aligned and everything looks on brand. And then finally, we keep the subscriber engaged across multiple touch points by sending them multiple emails, getting them more bought into the brand, talking about the events, etc., rather than just saying, hey, shop now, shop now, shop now. We're adding some value in terms of the emails that we send. That's it for this video. Hopefully this gives you, an idea as to how you can approach your flow strategy, but also your email pop-up strategy to start increasing the number of people that are signing up for your email list through your website pop-up. And of course, welcome email number one of the most important emails. How do you increase open rate there? How do you increase click-through rate there? How do you increase revenue from that email? All right. If you are looking for a partner to help you grow the revenue you're generating from your retention marketing and help really build lifecycle marketing strategy into your brand, increase returning customer rate, increase lifetime value, and really give you that done for you solution you're looking for, then there'll be a link below this video to my website. You can book a call. We can have a chat about your business and see if there's a fit for us to work together. All right. That's it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one.